before this period, my brother, you go into a shop, you buy an item in the morning, you go back in the evening, and the price has changed. Then everything points to what? The exchange rate. Well, to some greater extent, you would find that there are some traders who also have to have their windfalls because of the exchange rate. And indeed, apart from the exchange rate, which means that they have to change their money into foreign currency to be able to do their trading business with their foreign partners, there are other taxes that are also embedded on all these things, and everything goes along to affect the cost of items and affect the cost of business in the country. So we cannot say that Ghana, for instance, our fundamentals are good because for the last few days, you see that the cedi has started appreciating. And it has been short.
Sometimes exaggerations in them. Sometimes me and my sister them no mono. Meaning near coaching. Oh no, be na becachero. But me no me janimu and answer me and few no na be what is going on. And Okasa Bebre, I mean, this is not the time to banter with him and that stuff. But the American say, see, currently, no woman, me papa president, fancy me. Maybe I made another magician because in the history of Ghana, a big crime scene.
Chi Radio Germany say, their friend is Superman. Me bacha uti me.
Yeah, exactly.
Ejuma ediama Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo, the president of Republic of Ghana, Adu Superman. Just a Superman no ababe a title dafa. Me bacha
Superman, Papa. In fact, or Chidi Dians with Frisuako. You know, it has never happened in the history of Ghana. So dollar rising to that level and come down drastically. And then no. They are trying to find ways and means and say all manner of things. But the issue is, at the end of the day, a reducing. And so if a reducer make a buyer, when it was on a higher side, fuel and other things were up, people were complaining. You know, me person may come in the normal Ghanaian person perspective. Men call that terminology be exchange rate, you know, they be more confused. But the issue is that, say, I know now.
Yo, etiefo abusuafo ahwefo yema obibia akwaba eba Chi Radio Germany eso waba na wahye na ode amayen baby biara wo bia na onim se Chi Radio Germany dear your number one radio station. In fact se munni hono mo a ye ni hono mo Chi Radio Germany yo etiefo abma enam odo ene awonwade a moye edema Chi Radio Germany ntino ye re emfimo da ene ye betwetwe komo akomienu ede afa Ghana ye sidika sem ho ye sidi ne ho enema yatutum ene enema ekoso na sidi no asa ati abafom na baby ababedu no sampempensu nyina no yehu kra mpo se even se timamufo no ana se aban no yehu bibi ana yenya even kra mpo no se enema ye ton wodwom ye betete so enipa bebre esu ebi ebombra enipa eko ebobra se sidi no se de dollar no esi cost ru nintino ede enema bebre aba ama oman no ha oman no na aban na bono homoden atete ama sidi emu ayedu na aban ne bono homoden ma sidi no emu ayedu no ede anatimamufuo no so eye ede be hu asem anatimamufuo no so musumo kafa ho mo se sika no ekosro na se sika ne kosro a na se say aban no abɔ ne ho moden na wayire ne ho ama sika no aba fam a enema yeton de adan ana yentimi entity so saa de we akwakoye adem bia ɛha obi bia oh na yebekai yene ankasa ye vice president Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will say if the fundamentals are weak, the Cedi will expose you. Eti ene yepesi ehunu say sabi Cedis no expose yene ana se expose ye yepese ode wadwen kire eba na yewo enipa bebre a ene yenya wo mu a yene omu eba betwetwe nkomo ewo Twi Radio Germany so eti se waba na wo de wa share ede amaye menyi wa fidie no nko ba bia na momientie yenua bema Daniel Jetman ni new song a menua bema yi ode aba na yenyina yebesa ba biem sisia.
The sun has set, my time must come for what I deserve to come my way right now. Yeah, the God is worthy, my bones did break, my body got weak, but the Lord made me strong, strong. Makoma. Shema, God has done me well. All the young fool from Shema, no. Now all the young crew favor, Lord. What more, what more, what more? Oh.
Say you day by my side, hey,
He's always by my side.
Hey, no matter what comes my way, oh, minim se me di kunimo.
Who am I? What is my home? That the Lord is so mindful of me. I never knew that He would favor me this way. My foot is up on the rock.
Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Favor, favor, favor. When I move to the north, I move to the south, yeah. Oh Lord, favor everywhere, yeah.
Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but God delivers from them all. Today,
yo ebusuafo yene ankasa one of the best and good young musician gospel singer award Germany Hamburg Daniel Jetman the new song we release enono enti baby bia o social media from Spotify ne baby bia obeku bia opese unya album ne bibia no ubenya this is the cover of the album no ubenya ebi na wato na osusu wetimi etie yenua bema Daniel Jetman the new song we release na yasaba yasem ni su biem no yebeka na watua ewo Cedi no ehu asem nene ye invite ya to ensa e de afrem penfo mienu ba ko mienu miensa a ye pese ani omudidi nkomo efa sika esem ho na ye ne omu nyina adwendwen ho efa na omu so ekyerem adwen se oso wagye ntwe bi ekafa Cedi no ho ene Ghana economy no se die siko enema yatotum a yenti omu mpese omu bete so na oso betimi akyere wadwen sa ban no ebo no ho moden se omo no ho moden wadwen kyere bi a opese wo bia no obetimi dia fa Twi Radio Germany so your telephone number ne 01523214892 01523214892 so opese oso de ewa amane so na obe fresh so a oso obetimi dia fa +49 152-321-48992. My name is Michael Dia, your host tonight. I mean, you still don't forget my name. You can also call me the Big Mike. Yan chere hono, ene ye papa ene ye nua panyini ebedi nkomo. Na ono so akire na dwen ye be fa Germany, ye be sa fa Ghana. Ye be fa empanyimfo bebree na ye ne omu edidi enkomo ene. Enti yen chere hono, you can also drop your comment your comment section so nana ese ono so eje so ochiae pa. Queenie, God bless you. Abba, God bless you that you are watching Twi Radio Germany live, you know. Yes, ama obibia efinshia pa. Mama benida Cedi yenua ba na o Ghana ana watro o se Ghana edi aba no osusu obetimi akire wadwen osusu betimi de comment afa ha mesro men free ha na you fidie no em free ha sei na aha na Ghana kasa aha na Ghana tie the whole Germany nyina Twi Radio Germany oko social media you streaming on live on social media Facebook live boy da aba Twi Radio Germany enam say odo ene ahobrase ene niema pa ye wonti no Twi Radio Germany has always been the number one but enye wa enka ye nduru ba bia ye du no why good evening enti Twi Radio Germany there ye du no na ye no wedding komo good evening sir.
Good evening my brother, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Abusia yenya ankasa yenya bema bakwa ono so woye sebi yeka oko parliament the majority no womu a omu tutu abana no ewo ne niema woye mu se ekoyie se enkoyie baby agana eko baby agana ebabedu one ye from I mean minority no omu timam kitwa na omu parliament no omu krabata ewo Germany ha sei emu panyini baako ana yenya no ewo ha sei na yene no ebedi nkomo ye brother Jerome Big Jerome yemawa akwaba eba Twi Radio Germany.
Thank you very much my brother and good evening to your cherished listeners.
Good evening, sir. Please, may I know your name and where you are calling from?
I'm Jerome Kwan, the NDC Germany Chapter Secretary, currently speaking to you from Frankfurt.
Thank you very much, sir. We wanted to know one question that our Vice President Dr. Bawumia said during to the campaign, the NPP campaign. He said if the fundamental are weak, the Cedi will expose you. Please, can you give us a little bit knowledge about this? And also, how do you see the Ghana Cedi and the economy, how it's going? That's our question to you, sir.
Thank you once again. If I want to get clearly what the Vice President said during the campaign, he said if the fundamentals are weak, your exchange rate will expose you. And where we sit today and what we have seen with the exchange rate in Ghana is so alarming to the extent that even what will I say? These money transfers that we've been using some have even suspended their services to the country. If you take, for instance, Wise, which used to be Transfer Wise, they have suspended their services to Ghana with a good reason that our currency, the exchange rate, is so volatile and makes it very difficult for them to do business. You and I would have realized that over the past week or even months, the Ghana cedi had depreciated astronomically that it's become very difficult for us to even do proper business in the country. Why have we even gotten to that stage? Why should Ghana even get to that stage? It is because we know very well that our exchange rate, Ghana, for instance, is still running the Gotchesberg economy, an economy where we engage in export of our raw materials, not processed materials, but we are totally dependent on imports from other countries, to the extent that even toothpick is imported into the country. And in that sense, with international trade, we have to go with the dollar. And therefore, it puts a lot of pressure on our Ghana cedi, because many more people will have to change the cedi into the dollar to be able to do their foreign trade. Notwithstanding that, the country as we run now, we have 90% of all our establishment being owned by foreigners. And that tells you that whatever they generate, that one has to also leave the country. And that gives us the existence of what is termed as capital flight. Because whatever is generated has to be taken out. 90% or 95% has to be taken out. And what is being taken out cannot be in Ghana cedi, it has to be in the dollar. In that sense, more pressure comes onto our cedi. And therefore, with all these things, there is a heavy load on our system. If the fundamentals indeed were very clear, we wouldn't have suffered this depreciation of the cedi. And you and I are fully aware, whatever happens to the Ghana cedi, it does not affect only NPP, it does not affect only NDC, it affects everybody in the country. So we will all be happy if our cedi is really stabilized, and then it can allow us to have a free way of doing things in the country. Even before this period, my brother, you go into a shop, you buy an item in the morning, you go back in the evening and the price has changed. Then everything points to what? The exchange rate. Well, to some greater extent, you would find that there are some traders who also have to have their windfalls because of the exchange rate. And indeed, apart from the exchange rate, which means that they have to change their money into foreign currency to be able to do their trading business with their foreign partners, there are other taxes that are also embedded on all these things, and everything goes along to affect the cost of items and affect the cost of business in the country. So we cannot say that Ghana, for instance, our fundamentals are good, because for the last few days, you see that the cedi has started appreciating, and it has been short-lived. Even this morning, the cedi with the dollar was trading at about $1 to 10 Ghana cedi. This evening, if you go and check with tap send, you will find that the thing has gone up from $1 to 11 Ghana cedis. But you and I will know that with some of those economic trading center platforms, they do not give you the real exchange rate, because that is where they also make their profit. So the issue to say that right now we have stabilized the cedi is we have to celebrate it with a very big caution. What has stabilized the cedi in the last few days? You and I should find out what happened, what magic, that if this government was supposed to have done it, they didn't do it, and then we came this far. There was no magic, my brother. There was no magic that actually took place. The only thing that people can point out to is that the country has moved to IMF for a bailout. That this is not the first time, we have been there severally. which should not even be the case, because
that's exactly I wanted to ask. That this is not the first time. Even in the NDC time, we were also in the IMF.
Yeah.
And Ghana have been with the IMF for ages.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that this is not even the first time. And even that, it tells you the extent to which this current government has managed the economy. When the NPP came to power, the NDC had already gone to IMF and the IMF program was running. You are fully aware that after 2 years, that brought us into 2019, when they had now come out of the IMF. Remember, they did a kinky party to celebrate coming out of the IMF. And when they came out of the IMF, we still had COVID in place, so we had a lot of inflows, and that still helped the entire system. Now that the COVID is over, everything has gone out. That is the time that we need to experience their economic management prudence. And that is what we are not seeing. So going to the IMF, they have just reached the staff level agreement. And that is even on condition. The staff level agreement is what we need to satisfy the conditionalities before we can move to the board. It is not that we have reached the agreement with the IMF. No, we have not reached the board yet. This is just at the staff level.
Yeah.
As it stands now, we do not have that sustainability, or we do not have the capacity to go up to the international market to do any borrowing. The IMF will not want to give you their money to use to service your external debt. So they have given us the condition where we need to restructure our debt. So as we stand now, we are doing a domestic debt restructuring. And the government has announced a few days ago that they are going to suspend the servicing of external debt. If you suspend your external debt today, does not mean you don't have a debt. You still have a debt. But once you have suspended it, it still accumulates. And you do not have the right to just suspend it. You have to go to a negotiating table to go and negotiate with your debtors and say, for A, B, C, D, we want to suspend. As we speak today, our international debtors, we have not had any agreement with them. Or I'm not sure if the government has put up any agreement yet. They have only announced. You know, but when you announce and then you have reached a staff level agreement with the IMF because you want a bailout, it gives confidence to the external or to your creditors to know that you are doing something, and with IMF coming in, then you become credit worthy. All these things have contributed to the little stability that we find with our exchange rate. We should pray that going forward we will be able to maintain it. But
if you said, please, I would like to come in that. If you say that we should pray that, going forward, if we can maintain it, what do you mean about that? Can you give us a little explanation about
the exchange rate? That's what I'm saying. Why have we gotten to this point? It's because we have a lot of recklessness in our financial transactions. We have a very large government that we are finding difficult to sustain. Our taste for external things, where we are doing everything possible only to export raw materials and import everything right down to toothpick, all amounts to these difficulties.
If you are saying that the government has been, this government, we have the West government as you are speaking, we all know the NDC time, there was no COVID. And we have all seen how, since when this COVID came, me and you are living here in Germany, and we saw how it affected the whole over the world. Even in Germany here, we were even more than over 1 year quarantine. You have all, you know about this, and you know how the Ghana president Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo performed. He really performed very well, even into the world that they even a lot of people were talking about how Ghana were doing best in this COVID-19. That is the first point. And also the second thing, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, people are saying in the Western world are saying that he's doing very well, very, very, very well. Can you tell me also what is the opposition? What is you people your duty as the NDC, the biggest party in Ghana? These two parties as opposition, Because right now, when the cities were going down, I mean, since over 4 months or 3 months, the city were going higher. And within 1 week, just a week, the city have run from 16 Ghana to 8 Ghana.
No, you are not correct. The city has not. As we speak
No, I'm talking about last week. Just right now, the current.
We're talking right now.
Right now, we can see that. I mean, people are saying that. I mean, we saw it that. I mean, it's almost about 10 Ghana right now,
so
from 10 to 11. But now we don't even know if you are going to change it. We know definitely if we are changing our money here in Europe, we are not going to get that money in the market. That one, me and you, we know all these things. Okay, my question is, within 1 week, this government have brought the cedi down from 16 Ghana cedis even to the current. What is the duty of the NDC? Why did you do anything?
The government has not brought the cedi down. If you say so,
I mean the dollar. I'm talking about the dollar.
The government has not brought the exchange rate down. Don't make that. It is the announcement that came up that the government has reached a staff level agreement with the IMF that has given confidence to the credit family. That has affected it. The cocoa syndicated loan that came in now has also given credit to the amount of dollar in the system. The announcement of the suspension of payment of debts which are due, which are mature right now, tells you that the amount of dollar that should have gone out still remains in the system, and that has cushioned it. Okay. So it is not that something spectacular has taken place. No. But before I even could proceed, you mentioned COVID. During the COVID period, that was the time that the government even enjoyed higher amount of free inflow of funds. You remember, IMF gave us $1 million. The World Bank gave us plenty amount of money. So if you look at it in totality, we did not run at a loss because of COVID. We rather gained as a country because of COVID. So it is not something else that people are saying things have been run left and right. Whatever if you say there were some provisions by the president, hallelujah, because you said free electricity, free water, how many people really enjoy that? Notwithstanding that, we are paying for what is supposed to have been used to cushion the Ghanaians during the COVID period right now with a COVID levy and with all other levies. So it's just like the debt restructuring they are doing. We have it, yes, but we'll pay it at another time. So it's the same thing. They brought in something to cushion you, but now you have to pay for it.
Thank you very much. Mr. Jerome. I mean, today we are so happy to have you here. My one question that I'm asking, there's still the market. People are crying on the market. What is the NDC also saying about it? Because the market rate are still high. Ask me and you right now. Even the things that we could use maybe €1,000 to buy, now we have to use almost about €3,000 to buy the same items. The price on the market, kinky price, water price, fuel price, building materials, cement, iron rods, nails, all these kind of things. And the NDC are there, as I know, opposition to talk for people who they are not agree with what the government are doing. Why are they not performing? Why are they not saying anything? Because of because you people are enjoying what is going on, or what?
If you say because we are enjoying, whatever happens in the country is just like rain. When the rain falls, there is no selectivity. It affects each and every one of us. The NDC have professed a number of ways by which the economy could be managed. If the MPP did listen to the minority in parliament, we wouldn't have reached this stage, because at the time that they saw that things were going wayward, they advised them to go to the fund, which they said no. You recall the finance minister said We will not go to the IMF today. We will not go to IMF tomorrow. We are a proud nation. We have everything. The next day, we are on our way to IMF. You recall the Deputy Minister, Dr. Kuma, in Parliament said the same thing. We are on our way now to IMF. You recall that Kennedy Ajapong, Honorable, said going to IMF is just like handing over power to the NDC. If they had listened to us, by going to the IMF, things would have been better. Notwithstanding that, let me now tell you this. Remember His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, over the period when he delivered Ghana at crossroads, he told us that whatever be the case, the prices of commodities will not come down. Why? There are certain levies that are on these prices that cannot be tampered with. The ESLA, for instance, it can be tampered with. There are some other levies and reports which are applied when you do importation of goods. They cannot be tampered with. You know why? It is because the government has collateralized those loans already, those levies already. And what it means is that they have given those taxes, they have collected loans in lieu of those taxes. So whatever be the case, take for instance, Get Fund. It has been collateralized for the next 10 years. So they have collected the money that they by their calculation will accrue within 10 years. And they have collected that one already and they have spent it. So there is nothing they can do about it. If they do, then it means that they will default with whichever company that they have gone into that collateralization with, and therefore they cannot tamper with it.
Thank you.
Even though prices, even though the exchange rate might come down, it will not be significantly felt in the market. We are talking about fuel. Yes, indeed, the exchange rate that is what is applied in bringing fuel into the country. And fuel affects transportation. And transportation impacts on everything that you and I go to buy. That's when the fuel can come down. But the tax component on the item can never come down.
Okay.
That is the issue. You can't take it away because the collateralization of these taxes is what is going to eat us up.
Yo, abusiafo etiefo obi bia otie bia no mate say ye viewers ni be say monka twi kakra enkyere na bobrofo no adolso Mr. Maxwell Nkoma yeah Mr. Maxwell
My regards to Mr. Nkoma.
Yeah, Mr. Maxwell, Chi Radio Germany, ye chiao pa nyakopo nhira wo se osuso waba na watie ye nkomodie ni bi na oso asende o comment. Chi Radio Germany said ye abusua mutie nka no bibi biara ye wo ha bia e adesua ana yesua enam se ye bre nwanse ye pa adesua ntino ana ye to safre empanyimfo a na omo aba na omo abetima ye adesua no mabembe enchirichirimu emre bia na ye pese ye nyanchirichirimu every say Germany na ye wono ya na nyema bi ohono a yesi kuntuhwane a nichi ana eko eti bibia ekoso bia na enyese eti abuche ni ntino ne ejai na ekosa ye de ani di akire ne yetoto nema because contribution abuchefo contribute to ewo Ghana no yes ye boa almost about the 50 to 60% ye boa aban no ama aban ni dwumadie bia odi bia na economy no ekoyie ye ne hwe ye busuafo ye ne hwe ye ma ye ne hwe ma amenom ye papa nom ya dofo nom ye nuanom kra wo ni bi nyina no eye abuchefo emmoaboa even development a ekoso ewo Ghana nyina no emu efa every wona sabi won edipa ewo abrochire etinu se niam bi se ba na ye ka na wo wadwenkyere na so wo abrochire na wo Ghana na wo so watwe bi Mr. Jerome Mesa aba wo so biem Twi Radio Germany said de me nkrofo ebusa me say men yenka twi no meka twi na wo so de wo de obrofo no aja ya wisa ashe wano salad nene yigoke no ene cabbages no egu ano kama fani nyina egu ho se ne opese opoto ni bia odin crying o so odi ewe o so odi northern regional upper west to fra o sisa radio ope bia no I mean duka ni nyina no kana so I mean ubetibi di nyina aba yebetie me pesa me busa obi busa se NDC mo pesa mo ba abamu enye nukra na asenye nukre ana muba abemu a mupese muba abemu no ye hunu any message bia mode eba mupese mudi betu Nana Adudanko Kufuado ene na ban MPP egu obi ehu message bia eje ben eti ana muntimi mfa munema munya akonya na mo ba betena so a mo betimi ede aba ede amagana fo na da bia noa de munimwa ne se aban ne nema bia wo ye bia no mo de you criticize mo be kan wasem na mo bugu mame munchim.
Well, that's a very good question from this person. The NDC does not only criticize. If the person is following our political discourse in Ghana very well, you will find that on several occasions, the minority has always given alternatives. And if the person wants, he can go back and check on their parliamentary answers. You will find where even the minority consistently sang the song to the if you listen to it, especially our minority lead ranking member on finance, Cecil Atoko, he has been singing on the direction that the finance minister was leading the country to, that we were going into a ditch. Remember, he even mentioned that we were going to be downgraded again by the credit facilities, and we needed to do A, B, C, D to subvent it. They didn't listen to us.
My question is, you are diverting the question. Who you here feel like? Me person otre the NDC adia e wo mani so because they say aka emfie me van say afi na ba betwamui aka emfie be ba ko bi na ye ba betu aba as say motimi kra abo motimi akotuma ba awia moyi mu delegate nyina omu be di party nanim again na mode magana fo say ye ba weni ye betimi aye e de a chen na Adudanko Kufuado ene na ban MPP ye ba ye betimi aye amana boso e de Ghana beko nanim. That's my question.
That is your question, but if you just want me to hang on okay, NDC says when we come to power, first of all, we are going to reduce the size of our government. If you want me to go that way, I can tell you. Because alternatively, where we are, a ministry has been brought down, special initiative has been brought down and run under the office of the president, and yet their budget as an agency is even more than when it was a ministry. So if NDC is coming to government, we are going to ensure that that number of government machinery is reduced to the barest minimum. If that is where you want to go, we can go that way.
Oh, no. Go ahead. I mean, yes. Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
The NDC have made it consistently that the free education policy needs to be reviewed. And when we said we're going to review it, the MPP went to town, including His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, saying that when NDC says they will review it means cancellation. Today, the World Bank is leading the review of all the government flagship programs, including the free senior high school education. So, where we are, we have now double track, where people go to school for 3 months, about 3 months, and come and stay in the house for 6 years. If the government has a foresight, and we're going to do likewise like the NDC put in place when we started the community day schools, and they had put all these structures in place, we would have been running traffic like day in and day out. We have been able consistently that the health care of the country, of the citizen of the country, is paramount. That is why we went into healthcare infrastructure development. Today we have doctors who are sitting in the house. Today we have nurses who are sitting in the house, all still waiting for what they call financial clearance. If those facilities had been completed, I'm not sure we have doctors sitting in the house. I'm not sure we have nurses sitting in the house. All these facilities would have been running, and you and I will have access to very good health care or health facilities within the shortest distance from wherever we find ourselves currently or wherever we are resident. These are things that the NDC will continue. These are policies that we will not run away from. We will stick to them. If you look at it, this planting for food and jobs, it has been an NDC policy that we even got the funding. And by the time the funding arrived, we were out of government. Unfortunately, the implementation has gone wrong. So the country has not benefited from it. Today they say we do a planting for food and jobs. You can with 5 Ghana cedis you can buy how many fingers of plantain. Here we are in hunger. We even have to import. Now they have stopped that no grain should leave the country. Where we are, we have schools that have been forced to close down because government cannot supply their daily food in food rate. What are we doing to ourselves?
Mr. Jerome, we want you to break it a little bit down. My last question to you is right now, yehu se NDC akoto aba omayi mpanyimfo a mobabedi omanim na say aba moto no central region ho no no na ebinum kuta ema de board enipa trim prepare nipa ama even cry some of your party members ni bi cry yete say ebi baako akra ahwere ne nkwa sanyema we ya na ekoso ewo sebi party mwa kasa within the parties no what ya bruchra say you know what is going on in here even ye beto abakrampa omhu anu makrampo wa bonten adu wa krampo center tie bi kra na bonten obia to na bedin no okọ edie ben ana osowo eka efa sanyema ya na etasi emra ye yi delegates na won abedi party nanim anase emra ye kwakwakoto general election edie ben na wo unim die kakra oso asua e wa abrochira say edie ben na wo be kan farm because tembiado people are losing their life because of someone's position, because of party bintino. I mean, how do you feel?
You see, as I sit here, I do not think that I will pride myself by the incidents that occurred on my own. And I do not want to equate that to what might happen in other political parties. But then, it is a clarion call not for you alone and not for I alone, for all of us. We experienced this in the Ayawaso West Wagon by-election. And the government white paper exonerated everybody in it. We experienced it during the May 2020 election, where 8 people were gunned down, and till date, no justice. The executive president has not even had the courage to apologize or even to commiserate with the bereaved families. So seeing that in our internal election is not something I should clap hands for. It is not surprising. It is because we are still growing in our democratic dispensation.
Okay.
And I believe strongly one day we will overcome that.
Thank you.
If you transpose it to our main congress that took place in Accra, I'm not sure you heard of any scaffolds there. So it tells you that there are certain levels of understanding of issues depending on what is taking place. And I'm the last person that will support such a thing.
Okay.
But as a country, we need to take steps to overcome these things.
That was Mr. Jerome. Now, say, I think we Tree Radio Germany, we wish you a Merry Christmas. Now, that was say a tune sasso at the frail, also so obaye. Now, Wabeche and Nemuna Ode Amaye. Who are Adolfobia Opesa Uchia or more. I've been Ebia, Germany, ha, and Nasa Ghana, Obibia, Opesa Otuncha, at the Tree Radio Germany, a home is the mano.
Oh, I'm very grateful for the opportunity, my brother. And I will give a shout out, Merry Christmas to all the NDC members, my chapter executives, and the local executives within the Hamburg branch, led by my big brother, Mr. Bachman, and Raji, and all the others, Lujimila, Caroline, and the rest. My regards to all of them. And I send my greetings to our national executive, currently led by no other person but General Mosquito, and all the good people of the country. Yes, indeed, we are working to rescue Ghana. We are rallying people to rescue Ghana from the current mismanagement of our country. And it is not about any individual's interest, it is about the interest of the entire country. We want to rescue Ghana, and we will do it. So all of us, wherever we find ourselves, let's take good care of ourselves in this festive season, which is also a season that has a higher amount of or a higher number of accidents that usually occur. We want to overcome all that. Let's take good care of ourselves, prepare ourselves, get our Ghana card ready, and prepare to go to the polls in 2024 to rescue Ghana, because Ghana, where it is now, it has become a laughing stock in the international market.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jerome. Yes, Mr. Jerome. Secretary, General Secretary, ewo NDC amanyo kumu, ewo Germany, anona yeto ye safre na ene oni abetwitwe nkomo efa ye Cedi ne ho ye economy ne ho omuba sa no de unze NDC fo no de omunya ba omude omubonfo no de omumfa ni agro kra no mayi ato bam 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 enso twi radio Germany de ye no mo beka ye krum kase ya na bibia wo bia no ososo wate ase na ambofo se yan kan kire mo se monyantem na munugration no monye na momfambra na momeye no hamburg ha na montunsa emfamfre nipa nyina na omometa mochi na moni umunidi nkomo na ya mamure feature radio Germany so say mo plan mo next year mo upcoming mo congress ambabe na hamburg ha se no a yenso yo hon mo why enye yenso yo nkwa radio stations be briwa hamburg ha se a omunyina esoso ewo ho a omunyina ebetwem nyakopon ka ho.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome, sir. Mr. Jerome na yene no ekokasa ye no etiefo ne abusuafo yenya emfri so na yesa dane ye ho aba no na yesa afre wona wosa etoaso na yene ho atwetwe enkomo efi se ebinum so ewo ho no mo a won esuso epese oba abayi so na won so no ebekire won adwene eti yenja hokra na yenko fa yene ankase maame ye maame fosti opon se yehwe se yensa beka no a na ono so emae na dwenkyere kakra na yenso yentie ni ono so ebeka afa enyemai maame yema wakwa babiem why yeah be pacho Twi radio Germany yema wakwa ba hello me pacho yeti wonka pa why me pacho oti enka
pacho na metemonka
aha se Cedi abapa yeah mama lady Faustina Opon Safo onu osa ye the MPP Obuase West ono ana na oye former parliamentarian na ono so yenya no straight from Ghana ono so ye ne betwetwe nkomo ma me ye mo official pa esamo akwaba eba Ghana Twi radio Germany so
I think comment here I feel say na nyame aye yakoma so ade nyina afaye ebu anwo de ni sika
yo mame odi amanyosem udi mu akotene sese kwa de asate se osa ayo doctor bachelor class so asa de account lawyer sorry oh yeah lawyer degree so e de account ho no kre we dey ampa yeah ene sesa na tie dia na usua embra na osodi ababeboa Ghana no ye beje adwenkyere kakra e de afiri ho kire babi a ufi ene udin ana tabi babi a wokasa fi ene wankasa MPP amanyo kuomu no dwumadi a udi ewo oboase ho no mo na uwia enema ekososo ewo aban mu ye Cedi a ehuri ko so dala no ko so ama Cedi ni titwe form say pum afedie andi na enu na nsa be bosome mienu miensa chi da wotwe na na dodan kwakufu ado edimi akuku dole ya de na ba be hwe form say team wache Superman nana adodan kwakufu ado show boy ado gaga ya mami bi nana amasewa the former MPP woman organizer ono le decide eto nana adodan kwakufu was ado show boy ado gaga ado do the Superman ado mien hwe nana wasawa baby a obi akoy mo kwaba mami mai chiremu ha
Mafa kwenye sinami chia wetie fonyi na all over the world. Nama mo be also official pa. Your friend me Faustina Oponsafo. MPP Obuase West MP aspirant 2020. Currently I'm a board member and I work with Anglo Gold Ashanti. And I'm in the American Farm Hoka Crown. No. And I was just laughing. I was so happy. And I would say, hey, na obi obi ma so no ni kuro yi mu na o kasa tesa ba ya na tegana
they wouldn't even say,
you know,
they wouldn't even Mammy Foster, they wouldn't even say, Bibian ni home mo wo Ghana wa ye ne tia buchi yeni ade to for me na se fe na me nim na so mo amote Ghana ho kra no mo nim ne e koso wo ho no.
Exactly. It is true. But you know, sometimes exaggerations in them. Sometimes me and my sisters them no. Meaning near coaching. Uno be na beka chero. But me no me ti janu mu anasa me ti ensuo ni mu na be who what is going on. And Okasa Bebre, I mean, this is not the time to banter with him and that stuff. But the American say, see, currently, no woman, me papa president, fancy be. Maybe I made another magician back home. Because in the history of Ghana, a big crime scene.
Cedi Radio Germany say, their friend is Superman. Me bacha uti me.
Yeah, exactly.
Ediama Nana Adodanko Akufo-Addo, the President of Republic of Ghana, Ado Superman. Superman no ababe a title dafa. Me bacha
Superman, Papa. In fact, or Chini Dians with Frisuako. You know, it has never happened in the history of Ghana. So dollar better rise it to that level and come down drastically. And then no. They are trying to find ways and means and say all manner of things. But the issue is, at the end of the day, a reducing. And so, if a reducer make a buyer, when it was on a higher side, fuel and other things were up. People were complaining. You know, me person me can in the normal Ghanaian person perspective. Men call that terminology be exchange rate, you know, be why confused. But the issue is that say no na yesu said dollar kosoro. And the fuel a kosoro. And the bibia kosoro. Now that dollar number form, fuel number form no. What are we doing as Ghanaians? Me am share that call market. And me amano ya prices are to so na ye to.
My mutremu, train. My
ya Ghana no. Ya ya boa to so na ya to. And prices near no, every more benefit here. So they toss a dollar no will continue rising. And in almost of niama bebrebe ku ho say rising on less almost come a. They never expected the Nana magician to do what he has done. In our area, almost say the so and a near mano, and the ultimate top board, dear drug is 10 cities. Ultimate top by 10 cities, but Unipa they say need to chop by now. What kind by now? 10 cities not to which mean by 100 cities. Not all say we are own enemies, my dear. And if the both of us, that is NDC, MPP, or whichever party, at a point in Nayababa from Nayakano Crescent, this is the reality of life. This is what is happening. When the young politics and some they young cook, Romanian cook as a matter, they are more than yet. But then you see,
Mammy, I don't know, my member Bukakra, a dear bane see a bine quine. Say, what me $1 you aduma within 4 to 5 days. It has never happened in the Ghana history. Said they will see a kind every since our fourth republic. You move bimpo edda. A jebena was at fuel so. So say dear see a bind the coin say on to me and something ne and see from. Only me say nimpenny for. Any penyimfo a wofa omo aban penyimfo a over 120 a wafa omo as say omo babedu over 100 as say a yeka wo aden omo nyina ntinti dwom one ne commander in chief ne na police fo ne na soldier fo enkohwe nema ema ntoto yi.
You see me they be ameka say the problem of Ghana your constitution and I'm saying this because one, the president and his entourage cannot just go to the market and start beating people say reduce your price, and I cannot just go to the market and tell you reduce your price because in our constitution your freedom, human rights and other things be those days, Naminkasa and Yamapa Rollins, may he so rest in perfect peace. In the military regime, I would to me sorry as I understand me call chroma the soldier for I could control prices near you. And now we have a law. That instructing us as to what to do as a country. So the president cannot get up one day and say, because you are not reducing prices, I have to go to the market and do it. He can only that. Like, impending for will be sent down to the last person. But the issue is, over dialogue, we are some so because a nipa bibi ne yankasa blacks nankasa we have a problem. Obia nya no nko so sisi no. At a point obia person buni nia. Enti no Mr. President no ne entourage no craba from to the level say monte so kra no free wana man to so. What would you do to me? Eya me niama. The only thing I say nipa beka say okay yam beto. But that is if other side be can say okay. Ya teto so ya better ya dear so and then the other side no so atteto because one to with the so me makwa to baby a wateso but they see am wusha market women and business people no they form association and they sit down to plan say you know what we are going to sell it at this price. It will cry one ton at this price no. That
is why
this is what is going on.
Also, we are our own enemies.
Exactly. And you really now sorry them. And this is what I feel like I knew NDC for you now fire. What is at stake now? It's not about dollar rate was that, exchange rate was that, and it didn't. No. We are talking about the fact that now it is down. It is up to the women and the men, business people, to also reduce their prices so that but this is not what's going on. If we're coffee, why do you then blame the president? My dialogue here, you can force a horse to a riverside, but you can never force it to drink water.
Man, for stay. Usian law Usian Ray Obi Atro Abase Yenka Ebapa Nana Adudanko Agufuado Onya corruption no Ufise Nana and maybe on one corrupter oye.
You know what? Debbie Ameka say me who president to be against corruption. But the issue is, what evidence do you have? Even Obikra Kokuni Panokrana Yatelono, Okokota say until say the person is proving guilty, no, beyond reasonable doubt, no. Won't you mean Kasa the person is guilty? Now you are saying the man is corrupt, my president is corrupt. What has he done? What did he do? That a man is corrupt, no. Is it that everybody is saying it and you're also saying it? Bring out the evidence that indeed he did that, he did this, he did that. so you know what you are saying is not true. But if you just sit down and say the president is corrupt, on which basis? What has he done? Then why are you corrupt? When you come to Ghana and answer me, see before Kasano. Permit me to use this word. We are all corrupt by nature. Because Obia is small, we are no. And by virtue of the fact that the man is a president and he says he's corrupt, what evidence do you have? What if most of them no opportunity to compare more than what is happening?
And Yana, many sure say Umutia Bruchra has say no. Most of them names say Ghana for Obi Busa say.
Nasa approach for it. Approach for Momo for Benamabe because if you are coming DNA kind of politics, so they are the wish you can.
And yes, yes, because I had and yes, Obi and your Tia Bruchra, so Ubetina Hasia, or they say, the system no ever sound subai. Ever more who near my be I wish to say, ye ma any nuanum any ye Ghana for nka Ubia Beba Bedru Hase bi, Nanko who and Yema Echo so Ewa Hase, Nanko so Eddie Abone Bra, and yes, he can quan a buy no, my dear Ebao, and yes, the patch of Meba. And yes, he can kwane by near Jumadin Kwane Babe, yes, sir, is in Yansawa. Now, Elmuba Obi cried in him, dear, a basso Babe Bois, Mamma can't be sure. Your papa be Ghana Sisia, a friend of Mr. Amwate, or your agronomist, or no, I can't German for a dready for a for one. Womu etimi eye asase we ema after the Second World War no German for enya aduane etimi di omutimi e castle e more different ema emwa no etimi ko etimi ewo another emwa what ni nim die I was say Ghana asase omudi use aye galamse ni nyina no a omase ni nyina no ombetimi a restore asase ni nyina ama ni di nuane any near my pa and the highest sport ama Ghana a common near da papa yi nim dear over 50 something years at the Ababa Ghana up to now your man kwan e man em fanim dear na we besua wa ha no em fan magana en kuafo wey o be ka buchi fo ase kasa
it's no nim how far the man has gone to with the government say this is what I intend, this is my proposal, especially with the ministry. I don't know how far the person has gone to. It means to me can do baby. But me say approach but when it comes nipa baby figure na kwa approach. But you see, I always tell people say ya kwa approach na life from a suit we abide by the rules and everything. But you never do Ghana because Ghana, as the country is so flexible, so be it to me at the opinion, you know. Some of us, if we are broaching bar, they are better joining the Ghanaians in a notwithstanding, you won't call phobia genuinely, no. They wish to. I always tell people, say, from the way of politics, Eko Ghana, Yami Anya Duma, Ebeka Kranini, Papa for a contest, no yenya. Because the meme bana obedi matama can somewhere name their family. I mean, next time no, if you remember. But if you are mention me why dream Papa bet you me abego. Into Debbie Amikasa Sabi. We will have the radicals and the liars to always occupy the seat. And imagine when they occupy the seat, what will definitely happen? Yeah, not the result we need. It is a young sorry, Naya dear to Mr. Ghana, yeah, mine. Irrespective of how it is, it has to start from somewhere. As I said, shall say free baby. It's a year, person, ya komune ya wa komapano. Ye na ya baba na ya tuaso na ya kwa. From time to time, you bet me take it out. The people we feel say they know they. And so say womo hokra omo cause havoc my.
Now can be before now we can be before 1992 constitution no ufi say e yade a 1992 constitution no ebua Ghana man anase e wo say yetimi sisa no ayesa ba abanko enam so obi aba esiti ni nti ompeso be hu adwuma obi a wakọ mrahye bedwamu pen no edin na o kafa ho
I mean, from where I am sitting, I can boldly say the 1992 Constitution has not really helped us as a country, and it needs amendment. Oh, you hear a lot of amendments. If you say Constitution, time of drafting, you could really see that some people drafted for them to benefit. Oh, and some no benefit here. The Siana, Obiswabano, Obechendia, Ebeko against. It's also so enjoy the same, freedom. Why do I have to amend? We have a rigid kind of constitution. If we are to amend, it would take so many procedures. It would take so many processes. And so it's also part of the reasons the amendments are a little difficult. But I feel if the constitution is to be amended, and can you because they say I can't marry baby quite me when they say as at now ya obi say bi ya kwacho say ni partner mu go free jim ya obi say we kuni papa o say ni pe ono ko tu body abatra baby on the body nyina akoshe na ni pa de say ni I say I am not guilty. Now I am not guilty until you be a trial, man. Be a trial, massa people where as evidence, you hear evidence, you hear way. I mean, look at the longevity of it. Nipana waka yachin and a woku nipana womusa woku nipano. They had enough for Musta. But if your constitution, no, and you may be a year woman, I casa yet show say. Whether we who is a winner, we couldn't work with Trinipano or baby or Siena. I mean, within 6 months or 1 year, trials should finish at the end. Something should be done. Like a very deterrent for other people, you see? Wow. But of course, I said, Constitution, no matter what I say, we have a Constitution Article 17, no matter what I say, and you, as I said, Nipan watching, no, as I said, woman, a fair hearing, into a woman, a lawyer. Na ye tutu na no na ye ni say long process
ati fair hearing no fair hearing no eno ne na ye kopel lawyer mano na wanya lawyer tufo bi no wu defend no na obi a waku obi a wawi akola obi a watu obi ti obi a warepu oba obi a warepu akola ketwa na sankofo nyina gu ho yentimi sentence om no wasa akona ya jano ya belly no na mo free.
Oh, and your constitution and Cassandra here amendment. I am waiting for the day group will be best sorry. I can say let's do that. And then can you hear the
Mommy for say why are dear and Utina same say when you brea upese usua loyi na okowanim na oso utimi behwe na mutimi boa na mutimu ede besisa yemra no koso no say Jefwa Mutie no Lady Faustina Oponsafo osa former Obuase West na oye MP ana moteni nka no mame wo adofu bi aspirant former parliament aspirant wo adofu bi a opese wo chia wo mo se bi wo ma me onua nom wo ma ana wo dofu bi ewa asebi amaniamon ne na opese wo de nchia bi efatwi radio akonye su de mawo.
Oh, me da se pa me din kan adamase for the opportunity, Madam say, and Madam Adofu in say, especially me Papa Nanado Danko Kufuado, the man of the moment, the miracle working man. yɛda no ase sɛ ɔbɔ adwuma ye na wɔhyɛ da ni bi na ɛhyɛ da ho nneɛma yie but deɛ ɔde yɛ abɛduro no na me na de ama na de yɛ abɛduru saa de bi ame sɛ ebi owi ni 2012 anka coronavirus nke beku yɛ eti mada na se na mada yɛ mpanimfo mpanimfo nyinaa ase me chairman ne me regional ne national nyinaa me de obi ase ɛna nyame nhyiro bi afa etiefo nyinaa bronya no yendi ni ye yɛnyɛ careful with whatever we do especially yɛ pepie no wokɔ na wokɔdi di ahwɛ yie na nipa tirimoso nyame nhyiro bia
yo mami fosti yɛda wase sɛ yɛso nsa frɛ wo Ghana tɔn no wafrɛ ya wɔ ne yakasa saa na Chi radio yɛyɛ no yɛkɔ yɛtu anamɔ ne akɔgye adesua yakɔgye nkyerɛkyerɛmu sɛ bibi kyerɛ yɛadwen so na nneɛma bi ɔno yɛ ntease a na yɛde ani die ne obuo ne ɔdɔ ɛde akɔ enipa no bi na ase mpanyimfo no bi na ase yɛnua ma yɛnua mɛma nom yɛ papa yɛ ahemafo ahenefo nom sabi opanyini bia yenim ni bia dokutafo ani omote yenua bema sabi yenyina yɛkɔ yɛsɔre anopa ne anwumre yɛkɔ ba yenua ma no ma omo students ani ayi no omo nyina ne akɔgye adwenkyerɛ afiri ho mami fosi yɛbɛsa atonsa afiri bi yɛbɛsa atonsa afro obiem tia no me ate wonka na yate sɛ uba Germany di no wɔmɔden na uba na waba besrae why
mate nyame nka mo ho pa
yɛne ane yɛbɛba bɛfa wo si airport a ne adi wachi ne yɛkukuru bam ne yɛde wo na yo Faustina Opon ne Zaka ne Yankopɔn hyira bye bye Chi Radio Germany so ana edofo enua utie wobetimi de wadwenkyerɛ aba na yenya NDC ne asenya MPP no na yɛkɔ na yakɔ akɔfa yɛhwɛ se yebenya Ghana foni bia wonu nso so a wo ye students na enema ekoso nyina no ha won no a wodwen niema ho a wonte ase no won nso so pese wode wadwen kire e de brain yehwe se yebenya won a nanka won nso so a kire won nso so adwene se wo nso so wo bibi na se wo pese wo fra obetumi afre 0152-321-48992 ubetimi afre sisia 0152-321-48992 na osuso ode wadwenkyerɛ ede abrɛyɛ sisia na yetio na yesa akono na yekwa akofa enipa foforo no na osuso wakyerɛ wadwen afa yenkomo ya yedi wahun no se bibi hawo na se bibi kire wadwen so na ososo opese odi emu enkyiremu esoso ede ba Chi Radio Germany akonya no abeda ho no mu a ososo obetimi akire wadwen afa enema bi a ekoso enema a onti ase obetimi ede wadwen kire ede aba nyame enkyira wo se enyemu a enkasese no enka yendru sa empempensu ya yedri moma yefa yenua be mai na ono soso yentie no na yemusa no enema baako amienu na ono soso enkyere na adwen emfa ho overkwame yemu akwaba eba Chi Radio Germany so
yeah, good evening Michael.
Good evening sir ohene boko de
me ho yeba yo kiwa
yo atiefo ema wakwaba biem na yesama wo afinhia pa
Africa mbeto yenda
yo enanwumre emse wo ye caption no nkoma ye didi nyina efa Ghana the way forward ana ye dwetwem eho enkomo na wotwi mu ye frɛ wo ema odi odo edi wo se ekabo mu eba behia na ene watie yenua bema ofri NDC ebaye a ono so wo Germany ha ana yenua ba so a ono so ewo MPP amanyokuma na ono so honorable Faustina owo Eboase West ozati ono so nka ye pese o mai munchirimu Ghana the way forward uvi se enema ekoyie enema etisɛn efa yesikasem ene amamu a yena e papa na adakwa akufo ado obi
Cedi make my current situation more thing am I
Cedi say sa criticism no and I say it be a board and another way say incompetent government they have mismanaged the economy no ABB true also mean you are Jerome or buy no or say during COVID-19 or COVID pandemic no we were beneficiaries Mami Katro say asem no can enya ampa ampa say yenya support the free IMF ne World Bank yenya support free money but the nature of the COVID pandemic no and the effect of the pandemic on our economy any society ABB are very very harsh because social pandemic now now influence the supply side and the demand side. As you will say, a COVID pandemic around the globe, important states, and I think as the producing countries, the industrialized countries, no, most of them shut their economies down. That means Germany has a call lockdown. Production, industrial production, form. Yes, you say, open produce we are resources. And resources and say, and resources in the free. Generally, a African continent, Ghana come. And they say, you produce we be on Germany, I say, see here resources be the other thing see here water resources pre Ghana ever. And there also a direct impact on our economy. And see, pandemic now, bano. ABB a Cesora say a very very strong ABB effect very very strong. It has a strong impact on our society and the economy. And the economy no economic production went down, went south, and you cannot compensate that a loss of production or productivity with the money that was given us by the IMF or World Bank. I know the money. So my 1 billion pokra sa na omoka. On my 1 billion pokra sa year no year 2020 2021 no percentage pay and year lose on our economic production and productivity. And so I can of the buy no and so ye ne to ye ochna. As you to and I get trade the nature of that pandemic no as you get trust. Number two, obviously Russia and Ukraine. Of course, yes, and also impact. Because meaning say Unima, but in 2017, some say one of our major oil refinery plants in Ghana, SAE. Ever since the shutdown of our oil refinery plant, no, you produce enough gasoline, enough petrol to supply to meet the demand. And here, those all producing country, they say they be import petrol free, Amanone and Ghana, because you to me refined oil, no. See, Russia need a Ukraine war, it has led to an increase in oil price. Ni boarding. You see, all sign refining as a transporter by Ghana. It has an impact on our society. Say oil price no cost no. Not fuel so cost. Fuel cost transportation cost. Transportation is a big problem in our African countries.
Say be obi be busa say within a short time dollar a cost stream. Course room near mu ye din aban a person born humodia or sa amaga dalay etiba form within a short time. And so still Ghana for essay and nema omo eton the same high prices now no moton yen tishi so chrome. My question to you say if we say integrity, how do you see your party MPP?
We say question with integrity in terms of what, please?
I mean, how the party is ruling ne niema oye me fan say dalasi e peja ko ye chese sikasem ye niema aban say IMF ye ka say aban ka say onko IMF enso say yakwa kudu
me did say MPP aban adwuma om ye no very good, but the BABS improve your adwuma communication. Politics means preparation and communication. Say if you also implement it so to be communicating yesterday petro Ghana for us. The 11 year you can introduce Ghana implementing. It is a fantastic idea because social Ghana, tax to GDP ratio just 12.5%. 75% of our taxes, tax income, no, yet the routine our Accra. Kumasi 2.5 million city. Takra de Tamari one tax being free on the moment because the informal sector is strong. It consumes roughly 75% of our national economy. They say, no, that's what me find means a way, sir. So, I'm presume to direct tax, we should tax them indirectly. It is a good idea.
So, okay, indirectly now, opposite my muntri mukakra, na you a tax no muntriano. Say, Oko Ghana, Oko Famesi ni Crampa. One day no or do be 100 Ghana cedis. You will be to say side FEMA. Side Arbeit FEMA. Menu nyina e wo Germany I dim sa nyema we se nyina.
Yeah.
Enipa bebre wo Ghana adwuma mu ye nyina building contractors for workers omu fa omu mason for omu mu ye adwuma okwan ho omu mu ye adwuma okrom enipa bebre wo Ghana omu ntimi entry tax adan na aban no entimi implement bibi this a site Arbeit FEMA that's how fu we emfa nipa no na omu ma omu adwuma enye ana adwuma eni oman no ntia
mamika siminto Miriam mamika siminto. Before we implement SaaS schemes now, you have to implement a database system, answer. You need a data infrastructure. And with that, you need some infrastructure. No?
Now, so it's a Dr. Baumiasi data system. No, I need in area.
Minya, after year started. And it will take years. And some yet, I can say, you set a system you are man. You make my group each every Ghanaian beer into that system. Because idea Dr. Baumia, you know, normally in a case started in 1957. 50 years, 55 years, idea with the last 55 years, no, we cannot expect Dr. Baumia to achieve that within within 8 years. It will not function. A processor you started. Next government of Bano, MPP government, they saw Twasso. Government, they saw Twasso because and you be a bit more certain in a year. And only your main problem. And Intina, you mean Ghana for almost pay direct taxation because we have no system. You bet me who say, okay, when you will say, Onyanisika free has it, Onyanisika free has it. You need a system. No? So we have to be creative and find indirect ways to tax Ghanaians. And the E11 is part of that indirect taxation. No? Once again, a very good idea, but communication and I'm buying. Oh,
and then some of the communication ye. One church muye.
Yes, he and church muye. Say, communication ya, explanation, but also to speak with one voice, very important.
I opposition say want monument nase kwa and negotiate. Parliament want mini opposition and nase and negotiate because say o say 11 no be boa Ghana has e be boa Ghana for no edie de ntina ekọ parliament omubogu ye krom ha oti unim se bibia aban ne beye bia no oto ne nsa frɛ party ni nyina one ne nkrofo kakra na ne nkrofo anya ntuma otimi kɔ zabi opposition for no otima ketwa no ho no oni o makodwen ho so omugi tuma etimi ya adwuma ade na sade ni Ghana
minia Germany a federalized system and you were 2 houses 2 chambers where I say first we call parliament call Bundestag omo finalize bibia no na call Bundestag no na can say federal ministers no no wo and you will share SPD you will share Cedi you will share SPD Grüne and you will share no I'd say negotiate Ghana system in this mean on the governance and government so say we should have invited the CSOs on to participate in our negotiations. The very moment all these CSOs on the counts as civil society organizations they will then because so the input pass law they will automatically start to defend you. And only BP ayaye and only high but yet me can say MPP one born woman now say initiative ya Dr. Baumia everybody say paying oil in gold with our gold resource no with gold no and a very brilliant initiative a very brilliant initiative.
Na officer Ghana baby aye dui any award no Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo the president of the Republic of Ghana yenim say even many some of the politicians omo Germany have be edidin komo womo mutia bem am bi kra ka say a very brilliant idea officer Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo obetimi the initiative free aye adwuma ohwe kai di wa mane anytime bia lala niema ye kosresre ne obetimi de ne nan asi form say yampa say me dis adwuma yi
also there were external debts external debts also we have to service them in dollars. What do I say? So the more we pay in dollars now the less the more it weakens our economy and the city. So you can see you should go as an alternative a very very brilliant move. Only say as you call root cause no me did say nana omen problem no the root cause I can't want Cedi depreciating a year because we don't have enough capacities to produce a fuel in the country.
Yo,
only one of the main reasons I say only one of, but I know when you kasa you will say say we have to produce enough fuel for the country. So every year we are spending like $3-4-5 billion on hard-earned dollars on importation of fuel.
Yo, na say yadi kasa ini enkomu eba ewiye na office entisa sike ya ekosuru ya aban eba for me office ebetimi ache ana enema still Ghana for no ato mu asi o se enyade a omu bete so no ede ben ne wo se aban ne ye nanimonimu ya ema enema etoto ye
big problem because your traditional also your free English system we have a private the NPP is a private is a property owning party. We are the party as you supported the private sector. I didn't say we cannot expect reduction in prices within the next weeks also because say inflation also Germany and so oasis and so the car free Germany I paid a higher price and I had to pay higher price for the goods I purchased, I bought. I pay higher prices. Transportation costs and also higher. So how can you expect me say me ma kano after SMT prices no so send here for tom send na me kwa chim yes and business. But a gradual process. me just say as the city appreciates and inflation call from no on Germany and other countries. So see a crown free as here, a bit cheaper mine, air transport a bit cheaper mine. That a advantage in Benyano, a bit my pasiama, and our end consumers our mine. And TPS in Yapo Chakra. Into me can say within any or try, you bet she was added. Also, because it would take weeks and months, and some yet me the positive effect of the appreciation of the city on our own market.
Yo, me da say, ene we dey ye sorry so no na ye besa da wasibiem na ye say ye frɛ wo na osuso wo ba ye na waba be men ye nema mu nchichirimu kakra ye besa ato ensa ede afrɛ biem emrepemu na ye ne wo edidi enkomo ye bra kwame yakopon shraw ene wadwenchiri se wo obi na wo pese sabi unue bi wabusua bi ana wodofo bi ekina eyebro nyada na opese wo chia no a Twi Radio Germany ebe wo yakonyan na utimi chia won
Mami the one and only Nana Masewa, a former women organizer.
Hey, Nana Masewa, Adu Gagai, Adu Show Boy, Adu Ajibebia, Adu the do.
Bravo.
Mame, Eja.
We say that me pese me chiami mami, the one and only Nana Masewa, a former women's organizer, Germany branch. I wish her all the best and also Merry Christmas. Meaning, I do to me, near more church, I mean politics, so you know, politics, I mean, yes, if I would be okay, I won't take politics as it. And I wish her all the best. All the best. And top Africa team, so Tano Mechiano, any lady Ama, our doctor, Edem Ama Tamako, which are
yo, and yes, so Twi Radio Germany, yes, so ye da was say ye tun safre wo so abekan ho ene na oni atwetwen komoi nyakopon shraw yes a ema wafin shiapa eja ye bewura afi mu de ye ne mu ana ye de afi enyina ebekwa awieye nyameka ho se wo se homre na oni ye din komo ye da was pa bye. Yo, abusuafo Twi Radio Germany so anyway na ye ba be sorry so no na ye pese ososo o kire wa dwen kakra na say akabe within be 2 minutes per ne simabe numpe na ye kofa ye ne ankasa ye nua ba ko ewo Ghana ono so ye ono de o ye neutral na ono so no ye musa no enema ba ko mienu bi enema ekoso ewo Ghana na ono so enche na adwen oba hima ye mo akwa ba eba Twi Radio Germany so.
Yes, hello,
good evening my dear, how are you?
I'm fine by God's grace. Well,
yo, mami, yama yakwaba eba Twi Radio Germany so na we de yebebusa wudin ene baby a okasa free.
Okay. Eso mejeko. Mi din de Jessica Lecha. Na Jessica na onye
okasa free Ghana. Enu ti we de abusuafo na mo de a che na mo amunim se Ghana fo no mo network no edru ba bia na edwetwesi Mami Jessica mate se we student o Legon no cre na ebia na usua e wo Legon ho University of Legon.
Okay, Mr. Business Administration in accounting.
Yo, se wo hwe se wo Ghana na se de niema sia ye den niema sia kosro niema boa ye den na aban na bomodin ama dollar no asaba form se de na dollar ni siko na aban ya bomodin ama na ba form na still niema gina ba bi ejina school fees ya tete se even kra na ya sa adibia tototo so say abrabo no how the life is treating you. any economy ya ewo mu ya any ne ma ekoso ye tie NDC for ye tie MPP for wo so a wo ye neutral no e de na wo so betimi aka Mami Kasani ye tie o.
Thank you for this. What I say is that our country actually did it. Our country Ghana.
Me pacho bibia wo ye bia e wa kire bia no na wa twenwa fi o kakra why? Because etie fo etie wo wi ase nyina.
That's me. Hello.
Yeah, me pacho Kasani etie o.
Okay. So, country, we need a change in Ghana. And if a change should happen, it should start from our government, our president, our members of parliament, because we are the leaders of the country, Ghana. And your party, I'm speaking because I am not good in the tree, very
yeah, yeah, go again. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay, so we need change in our country, Ghana. In the sense that if change should happen, it should start from our president. It should start from our members of parliament because they are the leaders of our country. Thereby, change is not happening, but rather corruption nowhere. Corruption in the hospital, corruption in the education sector, it's in every area of, every aspect of Ghana, there is corruption. Why corruption? And people will go to school, how do they do? So far, go to school, please. Even our city is gone high. It's gone high. So, prices also go down. And yet, the increasing school fees for people. We know that some students take care of them, so some do not have pay, so they have to go to school. They have to go to work just to support themselves in school. So what about these people? What about the increments of our school fees? As a student, because I'm a student, what about us? If Cedi is going high, at least government should look up to the students too. They should look up to the health sectors. Thank you.
Yenua ba Jessica church wasaba.
It should be I think it's rhetoric. So we need to make things happen. We need to change in the class. So many things every students. Students are
oh, Mommy Jessie, where there my infant to sooner yen sound throw back why? Na education say ana etie for no munte ne wo kan ye why? Oh. Etie for mumfa enche yenua ba no say ucha the way the network no esi no wa munim Ghana e hard dwene etwetwasi entino yente na epeso church nemem because te ebana se e kan sem bi se a na tambia ne empese be fa free party A and party B no ma be kasa no ma be tum futuro e de egu yani ya na yepese tie free atiefuo ho no so na won so ya de adwe omu adwe nkyere abusuafo mo frɛ yɛ nyinaa Yakopon Shramo onye madom Oma afia yebewura mi enye afepa enye inshira ema omu nyinaa obi biara abrabom Twi Radio Germany enye mo a enka sampempenso ayedu ye enka ye ndu why etino baby biara wo bia odo ho bebo Twi Radio Germany bia no nyame enka ho yema mo nyinaa a Merry Christmas mini aba wasaba In fact, o network ne there said the chiefo ani abra komuti o wiase nyina no. I say network no emma wo kwan. Emma wo kwan kra ana kasa ne so sa wo fom.
Oh, me say network yeah intina ha. Oh, Jamaica no Ghana need a change. Your network is a problem. Network is a problem.
Yeah, go ahead, talk. You said it now it's okay. So just wrap it up for us for 2 minutes and then we are done.
Okay. So in summary, what I want Ghana to do as a whole is, if change will happen, it should start from our president. It should start from our members of parliament. It should start from our majority leaders. It should start from our minority leaders. And we, the citizens of the country, we need to be one. We are so divided that corruption is taking up our mind. It's using up our body. It's using up our mind, our thoughts in everything that we do. So then, the president should know that with the students, with the education side, they need to help students. Right now, there is increment of fees. Students are suffering. Students are thinking, how am I going to pay my school fees? Especially with those who do not have parents. They are thinking up and down, what am I going to do? And we all know that fuel prices have been reduced. That's good news. Also our Cedi has also increased. So if it has increased, why is it that our school fees are also have been increased? So we, my school, for example, I am part of the executives in my school, and we have come up with stop increment of fees. Can you please show it to the world for them to see? We've come up with this hashtag, stop increment fees. At least we are suffering. Students are paying. Some people are paying their own bills, even with our parents that we depend on how much do they have. Our fees have been increased 15%. Why? When our cities is up, when our Ghana is up, I think our members of parliament will have to come up and sit and have a meeting towards this. Because we do not understand what is going on. We do not understand at all. Nobody now understands what is going on in Ghana. Everyone is confused. Prices have been reduced. Our city is up. So they should reduce prices. They should reduce prices. That's what we want our government to do. Our governments are not doing it. They are being relaxed. They are relaxed. They are not doing anything. They should come up and do something for us. They should come up and do something for us. We are pleading on them. We are pleading.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. University student Owo Ghana Legon. Your friend Yenuaba Jesse. Oja ono so yeto ensafre no ono so ababetre na dwen kakra se enema ekosro na se yebetimi atu krata se hye proya asia yen start every mpanyimfo no so aban no mfa ne na ensi form na one start every parliament ho on free mpanyimfo no so a efisa yesi wuntimi ntwa aboa ne to ensunyi se wuntwality wowe se wuntwality na akotwa no to a obeka na se wutimi tu ase na dua so yentwa soro nko a wutwa ebesa fifi gisi etu ase na yebetu ase so de ani nyina no ewo se start free mpanyimfo enya sa na wo ka ne nua ba Jesse
mpacho no
yo better was say uba chi radio Germany so na yeton safre wo na so be kasai mame say ubeywa adofu bi na obese wo chia wo no a ubetimi afa ya fidie so na ode ama won afishia pa ewo brunya ya echina ibe remi.
Okay, me that say me chia me mame Dano the chin ono na me bibi ada me so ono na ya obuame me abina ababio but the papa friend no Mama J
I
wish her a merry yes
Very good. Yeah, that's it. Any Mama J, Wankasa Uba Jessica, I'll see Nibi Bia, Uso and da, Oniwa, Kuni Bia, Yankupun Shroud, Onton Quem, Onyawa Dum, so I heard so. I'm gonna be do some pensuya or that's what Tiasina Bonibia kind. Yankupun Shroud, Mama J, Yamau Efisha, Patri Radio, Yeni Chief Funina. Although Yabesa Afro Bim na Emrepemuno, anywhere did you come why? Obahima na Koso na Esia, where Juma school no, na we. As I say, was saying, last year na saying.
No level 200.
Ah, okay, and yeah, I feel crown will do fin. I now brace say we do 400 what would you know 200 300 I if 300 about do 200 crown will send you do 400 what would you and you share take for sweat you in so be what do ye so baby biara maybe e ba Ghana bia no ye bete wo bete enka na ye ne wo atwetwe enkomo nyame hia no kan ho why enti ba me jesi ye je beja wo ha sei na e be mbepam no e be sa ne wadi enkomo biem why bye na hwe ho su ye why yo bye yo ebusua etie for Tree Radio Germany ye jam ho na ya sorry so na ye beda mo ase se munya amre na mutie ye mo munya amre tie nyina mo share video no mo share se onma Tree Radio Germany onka busua no so ho a eno ane se wako YouTube Tree Radio Germany no type ana Facebook Tree Radio Germany you screen your Facebook live we are near their bar ewo YouTube na we are so etimi actually eti yebeja mo ho na ya sorry so na yebesa ni mo hia ewo emrepam eti owo bibia Tree Radio Germany o de fa ya so ya yebeje yebekenkan e de ama mo amutie yen mo amohwe yin nyina Yakopon nyam adom na o nhira mo pempenso a mo nyina mo adui eti no yebesa ene mo hia ewo na wotwi mu eti ema obibia afinhia pa Tree Radio Germany your #1 radio station onia apombo kodie yo emse yenua be ma no ba bia owo no yentinenka enti Tree Radio Germany yes sorry so na ye jamo ho no mo ano no. God bless you all and have a wonderful evening.